booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here today to do 2 tags, trying to get caught up a little bit. And I'm gonna start off by telling you who I'm gonna tag. Some of these people may have done one of these tags, but not the other. I apologize if you've done both of these tags. But these are some really fantastic channels I hope you'll check out. I'm gonna tag Art at Bookshelf Odyssey, BookBods, La Rosa Reads, Lindy's Magpie Reads, Mindy's Book Journey, and Novelle Novels. So if you're not familiar with those channels, I would encourage you to give them a glance. So the first tag I'm going to do today is the currently reading tag, which was created by Charlie Ray, and I was tagged by Poetic Artifacts, another new channel that you should pop over to and check out. So let's get into the questions. Number 1, how many books do you usually read at once? So I try really hard to read 2 books at once. I'm not sure if that strategy is working for me or not, but nonetheless, I probably try, and I'm not counting things like Shakespeare for every day of the year. So I might be reading 1 book and this, or probably at most 2 books and something like that. So question number 2, if you're reading more than 1 book at a time, how do you decide when to switch reading the other book, and do you read a certain amount of pages in each? I already focus too much on the number of pages in every book. So I try to set one down and pick up the other when I feel like it's time to switch, if that makes any kind of sense. But no, there's no like daily page count or anything like that, which is maybe why I don't read as much as some people do, but frankly, I don't care. So I read what feels good for me. It's supposed to be fun, right? It's supposed to be pleasurable. So question number 3, do you switch bookmarks when you are partway through a book? So I will admit that sometimes I use things like a Kleenex or a receipt, something like that as a bookmark, and then maybe I'll be in our library and go, oh, I should get a legit bookmark for this book. I do have a Pulitzer Prize bookmark that I try to only use for Pulitzer Prize novels, but every once in a while it sneaks into another book. Question number 4, where do you keep the book that you're currently reading? So most of the times the books that I'm reading are by my side of the bed. They might be out on our coffee table. Yeah, and we're gonna get into this more in a future question. Question number 5, what time of day do you spend the most time reading? So in general, I probably spend an hour reading before I go to sleep at night. So I would say that's like the most consistent time and amount of time. Now, if I'm doing a buddy read with someone and I need to catch up, or if I'm really trying to dive into like a big chunky book or something like that, there are evenings when Jason is watching a movie that I don't want to see, and so I will hide away somewhere. Sometimes I have to put earplugs in. It's fine. It all works out, but I try to encourage him to watch foreign films so when that's happening, so that I can't understand what's going on in the movie. But yeah, so mainly the evenings, I would say, in general, but really consistently right before bed. Question number 6, how long do you typically read for in one go? I mean, I don't know. I do get distracted, but again, I think I can solidly read for an hour. I mean, if I'm sipping coffee, and just having like moments to maybe stop and really think about what an author is saying, that sort of thing. Question number 7. Do you read hardcovers with a dust jacket on or off? So truthfully, I don't really like hardcovers because I do read in bed, and so like if I start to fall asleep, they fall on my face. But in general, I keep the dust jacket with it unless it's something really, really precious to Jason. Yeah, but or if I'm like gonna be carrying it someplace, which again, hardcovers just don't really lend themselves that well to that. But like right now I'm reading a hardcover and the dust jacket's on and it's fine and it's not an issue. So I think the ones that are the worst are the dust jackets that have like the cutouts in them. Oh, I really don't like those. Okay. Let's see. Question 8. Which position do you mainly use to read? So, mainly, like I said, I'm lying in bed, or with like the pillows puffed up, or I'm sitting. Question number 9. Do you take the book you're currently reading with you everywhere you go? Yes. I have really regretted sometimes when I have not brought a book with me and I have arrived at the doctor's office only to find that the doctor is not there at the moment. They're off delivering a baby and I have nothing to read and I'm already there. So I don't want to like miss my appointment and so in general, I do take a book with me pretty much everywhere I go. Whether I actually will dig it out of my bag and read it or not is another question. But I know, like, you know, people who live in major metropolitan areas and are using public transportation. I mean, the times in my life when I have been like that, I totally have been reading on subways and buses and things like that. But, you know, we just don't have that here. Like, so there isn't an opportunity to really read anything. I don't listen to audiobooks. I don't have an e-reader. So again, some of those things are just, you know, just not even options for me. Question number 10. How often do you update your progress in the book you're currently reading on Goodreads? And I don't update it until I'm finished. So it doesn't really matter to, like, I don't really need to know if I'm like 22% through with the book or whatnot. Yeah, so I just wait until I'm done. No worries there. Okay, the next tag is the get to know me in 25 questions. And we are gonna like fly through these, you guys. Okay, this was created by Maza Booktuber, and I was tagged by Michael Romeo Talks Books. So here we go. Question number 1. What is your channel about? This is Booktube, so my channel is primarily about books. Occasionally we talk about other life stuff. We talk about self-care maybe once in a while. But for the most part, the main focus, the main priority is books. Question 2, how old are you? People should know better than to ask a lady how old she is. Question number 3, relationship status, married. Question number 4, did you go to college? Yes. Question number 5, where are you from or do you live? I live in central Wyoming. Wyoming is basically a square. And I am not quite in the middle, just a little to the east of the middle of the state. So that's where I'm at. Question number 6, looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? Oh my gosh, we would have had a really long chat about priorities, and dating, and oh my gosh, I would have tried to impart as much life experience. Question number 7, tell us about your family. No, not really. We're not going to talk about my family. Question 8, what is your favorite holiday? I absolutely love Christmas. You guys all indulged me this last year by I posted a Christmas ornament, I think every day. in December on Instagram, and that was so much fun. I won't do that again. Maybe I'll post some other Christmas decorations. I'm not sure, but yeah, I love Christmas. Question number 9, you have no budget. What is your dream vacation? My dream vacation is to travel around the world and see my favorite booktubers or people who are part of the booktube community. That would be the best. Question number 10, name your biggest pet peeve. People who ask me for advice but have already made their minds up about what they're going to do. I don't know if that's my biggest pet peeve, but that's definitely a pet peeve. Question number 11, what book changed your life? This is a really hard question. I'm gonna kind of modify it a little bit and say what book changed my reading life. And that would be Bleak House by Charles Dickens. So I didn't think that I liked Dickens until I read this book. I read this book well past college, and yeah, this is just, it's a masterpiece. It's just absolutely brilliant. If you haven't read it, you really should. Pick it for March of the Mammoths or a time where you can just really focus on it. But this book made me change my mind about Charles Dickens, which also kind of made me change my mind about big books and Victorian literature and things like that. So it's not quite changing my life, but changing my reading life. Question 12, what simple invention improved the world? I'm going to go with coffee. Question 13, favorite movies or TV shows? You know, there are a lot of movies that I love that I watch over and over and over again. And I'm very fortunate that my husband indulges me with that. It's just too much right now. I feel like there's too many movies and too many TV shows accessible for me at the moment. So, yeah. And that definitely takes away from my reading. Question 14. Describe yourself using 3 fictional characters. I don't really think of myself in terms of fictional characters. So I don't compare myself with them. And I'm there to immerse myself in them rather than them immersing themselves in me. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But okay. Let's see. Question 15. What was your dream job? My dream job was and is to be retired. I would really love that. That would be great. Question 16. If magic was real, what spell would you learn first? Oh, I would love to learn a spell to clean my house. That would be excellent. Excellent. Question 17, share a favorite childhood memory. I have so many. My parents were really wonderful about realizing that though we lived in a small town, we needed access to culture and art, and we needed to be exposed to things and experience things. And so I got to see all of the, not all of, but like I got to see a lot of Broadway shows that toured and stopped in Denver, Colorado, which is basically the biggest metropolitan city nearest where I grew up. I also saw a ton of dance and ballet productions in Denver. I saw the ice skating exhibition after the Olympics one year. So I'm really fortunate that my parents made that such a priority in my life growing up. Question 18, what is your favorite social media platform and why? And of course it's YouTube, and of course it's because of all of you. I love getting to know you, and I mean, even if it's just a tiny bit, I think Michael Romeo in this in his version of this tag mentioned a big wedding anniversary coming up. That's really beautiful. So things like that. I just really I really enjoy connecting with people about books, but also about each other through this platform. So it has been a very unexpected and wonderful change in my life. So question 19, if you could pick any fictional character, who would you spend the day with? Again, I think we think fictional characters are greater. I think they're meant to stay on the page. But if I really had to pick, I would love to spend a day with Pickwick and Sam Weller. I know that's two fictional characters, but I think that would be a lot of fun. Question 20, what is your spirit animal? Okay, so I love animals. I don't know if this is my spirit animal or not. Somebody said if they keep cropping up in your life, then, so I keep buying books with foxes on them, or I don't know, it's just cropped up a lot lately. So I haven't read any of those books yet. I need to do that, but yeah, so I'm gonna go with a fox for right now, but I love any encounter I have with wildlife, even though I've probably seen thousands and thousands of antelope in my life, and I'm still super excited every time I see one. They're beautiful. Deer, when they jump and bounce around. Jason and I are pretty sure we saw a extremely large owl in the tree in the lot next to us, and that was really cool. So I don't know, I really love animals in general. Question 21, what old person thing do you do? I do a lot of old person things. I just to give you one example, I still use paper checks. I am not into cryptocurrency. What the heck? I'm not into I'm not into having my bills automatically paid, because guess what? Like, sometimes there's mistakes. So I'm very old-fashioned about those kinds of things. Let's see. Question 22. Do you have a hidden talent? My hidden talent is surrounding myself by the most creative, intelligent, talented people. I am not one of them, but I don't know what it is, but I just know how to be around absolutely super creative people who come up with just wonderful, wonderful things. So question 23, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself right here, my house. So yep, that's where I'll be in 5 years. Question 24, share an item and tell us its significance. Okay, this is a new item that I snatched up from my parents' house the last time I was there. So this is an old cast iron toy, and I don't know, let's get her closer there to the camera. So it's a little girl, and she does come out of the seat, but she's definitely, I think she's got a magnet on her, and and that helps her stay in place. So and then there's there's a little book painted on top of this. I think this is from like the 1920s, you guys. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it's old. Let's put it that way. Like, it could be 100 years old. My grandmother had this in her garden. She had this big window, and next to it was like a giant swing, which I always, as a kid, I wanted to swing on it, but she had it covered with plants. But in the plant, like, it was almost like a flower bed inside her house. It was crazy. But anyway, amongst the plants this was one of the things. So this is my latest family treasure that's very small, very manageable to take care of. All right, booktube, I have gone on far long enough. If you want to do this tag, please feel free. If you want to answer these questions, and you don't have a channel, please feel free to answer them in the comment section down below. As always, I love hearing your thoughts. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will talk to you later. Bye.